How's it going, friends? Reckless Yuki here. Hopefully all are doing fantastic. And in this video, I want to talk about is Call of Duty Black Ops 3 and whether I should get it for the PlayStation 4 or the PC or both. Now, I already ruled out that I won't be getting it for both, mainly because I don't want to spend the money. Also, I don't have the time to grind at both systems. Basically, the limited time I do have is going to be, put towards YouTube, but also it's going to be put towards one or the other. And so I'm going to have to basically choose whether I want it for the PC or the PlayStation 4. And that's kind of what we're going to discuss in this video. Now, I already made up my mind as far as what I plan on doing, but I thought I would just try to make a video talking about the different points I thought of, because this isn't something that I just randomly came up with as far as my decision. I definitely thought about the pros and cons of each platform and ultimately made my decision on that. So as I make this video, as I'm talking to you guys, I'm going to try to regurgitate all the thoughts that basically led me to this point and see if you guys agree or disagree, and read the comments in the comment section below, because that's what I like to do with the videos, is get some engagement from you guys. So thank you all for staying tuned and watching. But anyways, so getting over just to the PlayStation 4 first. So the PlayStation 4 is basically easy mode, in my opinion. Now, some guys might be wondering why I'm not including the Xbox One, and that's because my faith in the Xbox One has basically died. I could care less about the Xbox One. It just sits here. I haven't even turned it on for a good while now. I don't plan on ever really playing it unless if there's some amazing game, but I didn't even buy Halo. Halo 5 is supposed to be amazing. Everyone's talking about it, but unless if it comes to the PC, I could care less, because the graphics on the Xbox One are just not up to where I want to be, especially for a next generation system. If it's not being able to be played at 1080p, 60 frames per second, I could care less about it. I don't want some upscale 900p crap, or those sort of graphical limitations. And that's just me, my personal preference. I feel that 1080p, 60 frames per second is the absolute minimum. That's the standard that should be set. So I know some people out there will disagree, and they just care about the gameplay and the experience of whatever they're playing. But I am a little bit more so than that. But I'm not one of those guys that need the absolute best, the absolute pinnacle. I'm completely content with 1080p at 60 frames per second. So anyways, with the Xbox out of the way, the PlayStation 4 has some pros to it when it comes to Call of Duty games. The PlayStation 4 is going to be a lot easier as far as the opponents that you're going to face. You're going to find people that don't necessarily know what they're doing. They have, peripheral limitations. If they play on a big screen TV, they're going to get a lot of input lag, which makes anyone with a gaming monitor who hooks it up with their PlayStation 4, it's going to be an easier time for you. And so that's really going to get your self-esteem up as you basically pwn these people who will brag about their really large screen TVs, but also will suck at Call of Duty due to the input latency. And then I guess also the fact that the PlayStation 4 is now getting all the exclusive content 30 days prior to everyone else is also another factor that could kind of swing some people towards the PlayStation 4 as the console of choice, just because of that. And also the large player base. PlayStation 4 is going to have, I think, the largest player base for Call of Duty compared to the Xbox One or even the PC. And due to that, you're going to be able to find the game modes that you enjoy playing. Whereas on the PC, sometimes it's really hard to find any sort of hardcore game match, which my favorite game mode to play in Call of Duty is hardcore kill confirmed. And that's what I played all the time in Black Ops 2 on the Xbox 360. But whenever I try to find one of those lobbies on the PC, it's just absolutely a ghost town. The only thing I can find on PC is going to be in the core game modes, whether it's going to be team deathmatch, like domination, or even some kill confirmed games. But those are mainly it. And I could also find search and destroy games. That's a fairly popular thing to play on the PC. But I won't be able to really find any of those niche game modes that I really enjoy. So that's kind of a limitation on the PC that the PlayStation 4 will allow me to do. Now, as far as controls, I mean, there's plenty of control options like Scuff, Control Freaks, or even the Zim 4 to use a mouse and keyboard, which I personally use when I do choose to play on the console. But those aren't necessarily necessary. But, the PlayStation 4 does have a lot of things to offer gamers, especially for Call of Duty gamers when playing on the PlayStation 4. So those are basically the pros of it. Now, the cons, I would say, is just the graphical limitations of just being a console, especially late in this game as far as, consoles versus PC. PCs now are just getting ridiculous, where you could get a really low price system that is going to severely outperform the PlayStation 4, because the PlayStation 4, if it's able to play at 1080p at 60 frames per second, which it will for COD, but that's because COD isn't necessarily a very demanding game, the textures and resolutions and basically performance or how it looks is going to be all on lower settings, where you could get a PC that's relatively cheap to play on high or ultra maxed out settings. So that is also another thing to consider. And then PC, if you do have the money, you are not really limited at all. You can even push it up to a higher resolution. You could even push it up to a higher frame rate, which playing at a higher frame rate is something that is, it's a pretty awesome experience to see everything go smooth, where it's not going to be as clunky as 60 frames per second. Even though 60 frames per second isn't that clunky, it's a huge step up from 30 frames per second. Anyone out there that says that the human eye can't see more than 30 frames per second, you're absolutely wrong. You need to stop talking. You're wrong. But anyway, so the PC pros, so you're not limited in any way. You have like infinite backwards compatibility because it's DirectX, so you could play all the old games, all the new games. So the game that you get now is going to be able to be played as long as you want, as long as you have it downloaded on your hard drive. So that's another pro that I like about PC. And then as far as me being a content creator, I enjoy the look of PC gameplay. I feel it's a lot crisper than the consoles. I feel that the graphical representation, the way that it looks, the way that I'm able to make a video, a gameplay video, is going to be a more enjoyable experience for you guys, just to kind of see something that looks very pretty on the screen. Whereas the consoles look alright. I mean, the PlayStation 4 doesn't look bad. It doesn't look that bad, definitely compared to like the Xbox 360, but it's still limited, and I feel as games still continue to progress, it's going to be even more and more limited, where the PlayStation or where the PC is definitely going to be able to outperform the PlayStation 4 to make a more noticeable and more enjoyable video for you guys. And one of the kind of, I guess, the major factors of me not really wanting to go on the PC, want to stay with the PlayStation 4, is the fact that PlayStation 4 people, they're easier. Like, not everyone, there's some beast out there on the PlayStation 4, but you could more likely find an easy lobby on the PlayStation 4 than you can on the PC. And because of that, like, I wanted to possibly stay with the PC or PS4, but I feel that if I'm going to grow as a gamer, if I'm going to become a better gamer, I should play on the platform that is going to be harder. And PC is definitely that platform, and everyone's going to have a mouse and keyboard control. Everyone's going to have an actual monitor. So my advantages when I play the game is going to be less and less compared to the PlayStation 4. So I'm going to find more difficult people to play against. But yet, the gameplay that you're seeing on the video now, that's just some Black Ops 2 I played last night, and that was played on the PC, and I was able to do fairly well. Even though I'm playing on the PC, something I'm not like too familiar with, I have been getting back into the groove of, playing games and being able to getting used to playing the PC. Because one of the things with a PC that is something that is very extremely hard to overcome, especially when you're not really used to it, is the fact that the PCs don't have aim assist whatsoever. The consoles have a great amount of aim assist that really assist you with aiming, because when you're using those clunky analog sticks, but the PC doesn't have that. So using the mouse and keyboard, trying to aim, basically every movement you do is registered fully within the game. So it does make it a little more difficult to actually play the game, but once you're able to overcome that and master it, the experience is actually very enjoyable, and I do enjoy playing on the PC most. So actually, my final decision, as far as me rambling this, like however long this video is that I'm going to be playing Black Ops 3 on the PC, and those are basically my pros and cons as far as why I'm choosing the PC over the PlayStation 4, even though I have plenty of friends on the PlayStation 4, and it would be great to play with them on the PlayStation 4, but I feel that playing on the PC, the pros of that are going to outweigh that as far as me trying to create content. And hopefully my friends will convert over to the PC, because I feel that the PC is the best place to game. It is, and hopefully that the PC gaming community is able to continue to grow, so that there's greater support for the games on the PC. And so hopefully the community as far as Call of Duty grows, so that I'll be able to play my favorite niche game modes. But anyways, that's it for the video. That's into me rambling. Hopefully you guys enjoy, as I just try to, whip one of these out. But anyways, I've been thinking about it for a long time. This isn't something I just like came up out of a whim. It has been a thought that I've been kind of going over and over in my head, but now I finally made my decision, and it's going to be Black Ops 3 on the PC. And also, I forgot to add this. I got it for a pretty good deal. I went to g2a.com and I got Black Ops 3 pre-ordered on the PC for $40 instead of the full retail price of $60. So you're able to find deals on the PC, whereas on the consoles, you're basically stuck with the full retail price. So PC in the long run is also cheaper than consoles because games and peripherals are cheaper. You don't have to update anything as often because you can basically stick with the same peripherals used for however long they continue to work and last. Whereas the consoles, you usually have to upgrade and update because they kind of force you to. But anyways, that's it for the video now. That's it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Hopefully my rambling wasn't too hard to kind of follow and I wasn't like completely off the walls. But anyways, yep, I'll talk to you guys again in the next video. All right, bye-bye.